I would say one of my favorite cards in standard right now would be a Scarab Keychain, not because it's very strong or oppressive, but just because I love a good 1 mana into 2 mana curve. And I especially love it in Death Knight because Death Knight has access to some of the most busted 2 drops. Just to name a few, Brittlebone Buccaneer, Dreadhone Handler, and Mining Casualties is definitely at the top of that list of busted 2 drops. But oftentimes, Scarab Keychain offers you some real stinkers in your Discover pool. And oftentimes, your 1 mana into 2 mana curve just kind of goes south very quickly. The usual suspect of a bad Discover pool would be a Busy Peon or a Travel Agent. These just clunky, location specific cards that nobody wants to pick unless it's the best option. So, what I did is I put these cards in my deck on purpose, and I am building around them on purpose. And did I just make this deck so I could have a free real estate meme thumbnail? Kind of, but also this deck just sort of works. Death Knight has access to what I would say would be the most powerful location in the game right now. Travel Agent oftentimes just wants to find another one of these locations, and that location would be Horizon's Edge. If you've never played Horizon's Edge or never played against it, what it does is a 4 mana location with 5 hold charges that deals 3 damage randomly split amongst all enemies. And all you have to do is have a friendly minion die to reopen this. And if you're not aware, Death Knight is very good at having things die. So this is ultimately a 4 mana deal 15 over the course of maybe 2 or 3 turns. And I found that if you have 2 of these out, your opponent just kind of dies. So I also have a sub goal to get 2 or maybe even 3 Horizons Edges out. And the best way I found to do that, outside of discovering it off of Travel Agent, is by playing a card that probably no one has ever played in Standard with Scrapbooking Student. What Scrapbooking Student does is a 5 mana 5/5 minion with a battle cry of summon a copy of a friendly location. So, what you're trying to do is you're trying to control the early game with your powerful 1s, 2s, and 3 drops, and then have an opportunity to just Horizon's Edge on 4, do not activate it, and then on turn 5, you can play a Scrapbook Student to have 2 fully charged up Horizon's Edges. For our top end, we have the oh so powerful Airlock Breach. At the beginning of the Great Dark Beyond, everybody was talking about this card. It's incredibly powerful, and I think people have kind of just stopped talking about it as it comes to Standard. Arena players hate this card with a burning passion, but it is still very powerful in Standard. We also have the Location to Rule Them All, Prison of Yogg-Saron, as a very, very large top end. And in a complete dream scenario, you can copy this with your Scrapbooking Student. And then we have the Seaside Giant to play along with all of our locations. Seaside Giant is a 10 mana 8/8 that costs 2 less for each time you've used location this game. And as we covered before, Horizon's Edge is very easy to use multiple times, and 1 Horizon's Edge alone discounts this down all the way to 0. So, what first started as kind of a meme deck is just kind of winning games simply because the curve of this deck is pretty low at the beginning and it just kind of hangs out at 2 and 3 mana. So, your mid game is pretty strong, and your late game, while kind of clunky with Scrapbook Student, oftentimes just deals enough damage with Horizon's Edge or just a couple of nerds from Gorgonzomo's Cheese and just kind of makes the opponent's hero portrait explode. So if you're interested in other decks like this one or just Hearthstone gameplay in general, please consider subscribing. Let's get into some games.
The Lich King versus Anduin.
Imagine this is going to be Dragon Priest.
Darkness comes on cold.
We have the Busy Peon Horizon's Edge combo. Snapkeep. Snapkeeping those two and sending the giant back. We have a beautiful 2-3-4 curve. 1, just as we drew it up. Ooh, these are some stinkers. So we will take they're just all 2-1s. So we have a
I have but little time.
yeah, we'll just take the bodies. Some corpse makers. Yep, dragons. Get the peon out. So we can do an early Horizon's Edge.
Hang on, Whelps. It's harder than it looks.
So maybe this turn we instead just do a hero power to clear out this fella. We could also set up Murloc Tidehunter for the multiple bodies for Horizon's Edge. I don't mind that line.
Rule is eternal.
Yeah, let's go for that line. Put some damage on their 2-3. My whole turn being hero power seemed not great. Mixologist makes sense. Coining out a taunt, I imagine. Yep. And they are going to elect to go face. You gotta respect that. I think it's actually worth it to trade this before, so I can check out what travel agent has inside. Ooh, love to see tide pools, but this is an easy Horizon's Edge turn. Perfect. Gonna leave Horizon's Edge open just in case we find the scrapbook guy. Another whelp. And a 1-2. They definitely got their dragons going. I think this is just a chill Fallen Baron. Yeah. We'll go with a handler, actually. Let's trade into there. This 1-1 can go into their 4-1. Hopefully one shot lands on. Unfortunate. Gotta clear it though. Okay, got them down to 22. Seaside Giant coming down next turn. So they summon a demon, get a random demon. For this turn, I think I just want to get down the giant as soon as possible. Perfect. Get out the giant. Also get out a tide pool. Tide pool can find me... I think a down with the ship is what I want to find. So let's go with down with the ship. Press our button again.
I have but little time.
And I think silk stitching, actually. It's tempting to save it for the death growl, but I think I just want to cash in death growl here. See what we got in here. Let's do another one. And let's draw a card. Get out our 0 mana 8/8 almost, but not quite fast enough. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Sweet, beautiful water.
That's fine. We didn't even want it. We kind of wanted it. We absolutely wanted it. Yeah, that's easy. These are a lot of 4/6s.
Sweet, beautiful water.
We will actually go with a travel agent and a Forge of Wills seems absolutely perfect. Forge of Wills on our 8/8. We are now a handlock player. And let's draw a card. Perfect. So we have a bucket of stats out. 4 cards in hand for the opponent. Nice. Good old real estate Deathknight taking down Zarimi Priest, as everyone has it in their meta reports.
The Lich King versus Lunara.
Druid. I've not seen this Druid skin. Pretty gnarly looking. But not as gnarly as this hand. Usually don't like to keep Chill Fallen Baron. Would much rather see a Horizon's Edge. I might also throw around the throw away the Blight. Same reason. Would rather find a powerful 2-drop or Horizon's Edge. So let's find just that. Also, great pickup. Gorgonzomu is exactly what this deck wants to be doing. Partners in crime right here, the travel agent and the peon. But of course, we're just going to go with the keychain. It's tempting. Very tempting. We'll go with Cold Neophyte. I think it's just the strongest card of those 3. I already have a peon, so I'm just going to say this fella's enough. I think you're enough, peon. Don't let anyone else who tell you no. Also taking the Cult Neophyte lines up very well with the turn that they want to go, New Horizon, so let's block that while we can. Makes their turn 3 very awkward. Forced to hero power. Love to see it. Good little tempo Neophyte there. And then the cheese man himself. So Druid right now is playing fairly. Won't last long, I'm sure. One of these cards is bound to be New Horizons. This one? Yeah. New Heights. My bad. So let's just make the most annoyingly large board that we can. And I mean just like really annoyingly large. 6 damage upstairs. Quick little fireball for the opponent. Tons of bodies to get through for the Druid. And they will respond by ramping out of their mind. Tons of damage going upstairs. And let's see if we can dodge the Dungar. Okay, Stargrazer. Not the worst thing that I've ever seen. Frost Blossom makes sense. Oh, perfect. Exactly what I want to see. Yep. No question there. Just play the card the deck was loosely built around. Press that button as many times as we can. Perfect. Exactly what I want to see. And then I don't have any direct damage from hand, so we will just send all this upstairs and present a board that they need to deal with. And tide pools might get us out of a sticky situation if we run into one. Thank you, Gold Panner, for making me rich. So Crystal Cluster, very strong. Oh, just a 3/7 because of New Heights. Heck yeah. Good win.
The Lich King versus Adonis.
Another priest opponent.
Darkness comes on cold winds.
I swear every hand with this deck is just on like snap keeping everything. The curve of the deck is so crazy low that everything is just a 1 mana, 2 mana hand. So I think this is just a full keep. Love seeing Scrub Keychain. Mining Casualties is up there with one of the best 2 mana cards in the game. And it all funnels into Airlock Breach perfectly. Buccaneer, yeah. It's pretty much what the deck is built around loosely, as Buccaneer into good old Peon. Maybe even Mosh Pit Peon, but honestly, it's a Buccaneer Peon is a very strong combination of cards to go into the Horizon's Edge turn. So this is Zarimi Priest, per usual. Good old Salesman. Ooh. A lot of contention with what I was gonna do on turn 4. I do need to deal with their 2/3, but I kind of don't want to overextend because I do want to have plenty of activations for my Horizon's Edge. So I may just go Peon and deal with their 2/3. Now the question is, do I deal with their 3/2? This 1/1 just represents so much additional damage with Horizon's Edge. I think I need to greed it out a little bit. Another Miracle Salesman and Clergy. Is this just a...
Water.
Okay.
Beautiful water.
Thirsty Drifter. And that's their hand. Cool. Okay, this is going to be a weird turn. We're going to Horizon's Edge, of course. And because of the Peon discount, we can Mosh Pit our Ghoul, actually. And this will allow us to continue our Horizon's Edge damage. Take down their 3/1. Overall, pretty good turn. Not bad. Not a big fan of leaving their Clergy on the board, but overall can't complain about how that turn went. Especially if they don't use their Clergy. I think I do need to find a bit of a greedier line and get as much value out of our Chill Fallen Baron as we can. Not sure how many dragons they're up to for Zarimi, but probably quite a bit. I don't think they're anywhere near the extra turn, but they're probably nearing it. Trading away the snake oil again. Yep. The cheese. The cheese. Let's start with just a Horizon's Edge. And let's trade off the Baron. And this seems like a pretty straightforward airlock breach, sea giant turn, and end the turn. Pretty good recovery turn. Put 18 points of damage on the field. Yep. I feel like we definitely want a travel agent. Ooh. Puppet Theater on their 4/8 seems incredibly strong. I wish I could Death Growl that as well. I don't think I can afford to really greed out. Yeah. Can't just hold it. So I will just take my 1/1. Go here. Give them their 4/4. Take care of their clergy just in case they're depending on that. And we'll end the turn there. So next turn's looking like a good Clay Matriarch Death Growl turn. Yep. Another dragon. Many dragons. Many dragons. Figuring out which minion they want to take care of. Tough turn for the opponent for sure. Not sure if I would give myself a 4/4, but tough call. Very, very tough call. I think I will give my 8/4 Reborn so I can start Horizon's Edging. There we go. I think this is a good turn for that. And I do still want to stick to the original game plan of Clay Matriarch, Death Growl. Perfect. Just gonna hero power, hopefully this one down. Very nice. Get that off the field, get off the field, and 8 upstairs, and let's click the button one more time. Not bad. If they have Zarimi cheese into some haymakers, they could deal with me pretty quickly. Cheese plus hopefully not Zarimi. Another 4/4.
Let's give you some extra time.
And there's Zarimi. Very unfortunate. So if you summoned 8 dragons, I don't believe I've summoned 8 dragons, but there's a conversation for it. That just draws 1. Okay, still have my 8/1. My board is kind of difficult for them to deal with. They didn't get phenomenal 4-drops.
Starting the operation.
Yep. Still doesn't deal with it quite yet. What does this do? After your hero attacks, return this to your hand and set its cost to 1. Okay. I don't think I've summoned 8 dragons, but part of me just kind of wants to figure out if I have. So I need to produce 2 more damage. And Blight could do that? Perfect. Exactly what I was playing towards. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Very sick lethal. Very nice. Crazy board control with the locations there.